With budget cuts and the possibility of a government shutdown in 2013, the White House announced it was closing the White House to tours during the busiest school tourism period of the year. Also, the administration said, well, we may have to close down the government entirely. We won't have food inspectors or the National Park Service or the Veterans Administration or a lot of other things. The Park Service, it turns out, barricaded several open-air monuments on the National Mall, like the National World War II Memorial, which prevented groups of World War II veterans from visiting their memorial. Now, why were open-air monuments and free museums barricaded in the first place? Why did they close the White House to tours? Because the government was following a strategy that's known as the Washington Monument Strategy. In 1968, when the National Park Service was facing budget cuts, it strategically shut down the elevator to the top of the Washington Monument, claiming it could not afford to run the elevator. Upset tourists were encouraged to contact their congressman and urge them to oppose Park Service budget cuts. Now, it's doubtful that the Park Service was facing cuts so severe they had to shut down the elevator, because that did little to save money, but it was brilliant politics. It got voters to call their congressman and say, hey, don't cut the Park Service's budget. Similar strategies are employed in cities. When a city faces the potential of tax cuts, they claim, oh, we're going to have to reduce garbage collection, and we're going to have to reduce the number of policemen we have unless we keep our income. In fact, we should increase taxes. And people rally around because they're worried about what would happen if they had fewer police or garbage men. Now, the reason that the Washington Monument strategy is effective is because public servants do not face the same pressures as people in the market economy. Public officials do better by harming their constituents, while companies do better by benefiting their constituents. In the bureaucracy, you harm your constituents in order to get them to call their congressman so that the congressman will continue to provide funding. It's naive to believe that government agencies will always have the public's best interest at heart. Threatening closure or throwing out drastic statistics describing all the losses that are going to happen is like shutting down the elevator at the Washington Monument. It's an effective strategy to scare people into taking actions that will prevent budget cuts.